Welcome to Atlantic Canada. This area of the country is absolutely perfect if you love seafood. The fresh seafood, in my opinion, is unmatched from this part of the country. There'll be things that I'm not a huge fan of, certain fishes. Not even a big crab and lobster person, which is ironic considering this recipe. But when you get it fresh from the Atlantic Ocean, it's absolutely amazing. So if you ever get the chance, I strongly encourage you to go visit one of the Atlantic provinces and have some seafood because it is amazing. So the Atlantic province we are starting off with today is New Brunswick. I've actually only been to this province once and very briefly just kind of drove through it on my way from Nova Scotia to PEI. But what I saw was absolutely gorgeous. So we are going to make lobster rolls because you can't do Atlantic Canada without doing lobster. So into this bowl of cooked, cooled, shredded lobster meat, we are adding the zest of our lemon. Next up, of course, is the juice of the lemon. Next step is adding the celery. So here you'll see that I will finely dice that celery. I don't want it to overpower the crab, I just want it to add a little bit of texture. And yes, as you can see here too, I am actually left-handed. So yeah, it's been interesting watching mostly right-handed chefs and having to adapt a little bit. But it's been a nice challenge. The next ingredient we're going to add to our bowl is a green onion, and we're just doing the green of the onion. I'm going to finely slice it just like I did that celery. And now here you can see that most of our ingredients have been added to the bowl. We just have 2 more left, and here I'm adding some melted butter that has been cooled slightly. Can't forget the seasoning. Now it's time to add our final ingredient, the mayonnaise, to the bowl. And give all those ingredients a thorough mixing. And here's my homemade roll. Yum. I've cut out the center of it, so that is how we're going to fill it. Putting in some butter lettuce first, nice and soft texture to it. And now our lobster salad mixture is going on top of that lettuce. Final touch, put that middle piece back on top. Okay, time to give this lobster roll a try. Oh my gosh, that is so good. The lemon really comes through in this dish. That light, citrusy feeling is just so good. Perfect for a hot summer's day. It's nice and cool. It's light. It's, despite my sweating, but that's, I think, because more of the buns, cooking the buns. It's actually a very light dish. Great for the hot weather. Yeah, 100%. This is really good. Really, really good. And I may be a bit biased here, but those homemade buns sure elevate this lobster roll even more. It's just that soft, nothing beats that fresh baked taste and smell and texture, and it just elevates these lobster rolls even more. So I highly recommend, if you have the time, to make the buns yourself, because it's just that extra layer of amazing. Just a little self-promotion here. My cookbook, Cooking with Lucifer, recipes based on the characters from Netflix's Lucifer, is still on sale on Amazon. And yes, I am still donating part of my proceeds to various cancer charities. And the reason behind that, if you don't already know, I lost a very good friend. We had known each other since we were 5 years old. And of course my mom, both to different types of cancer. And my mom especially was a huge inspiration behind a lot of the recipes here. She was very encouraging, and she actually made a few suggestions with how I could organize this book. So that is for both my mom and my friend. That is why I will donate part of my proceeds to cancer charities. They vary, but if you have one that you would like me to donate to, feel free to either let me know in the comments below or on my social media pages. So, Cooking with Lucifer. And something that I failed to mention in the video, because self-promotion is something I am still getting used to, but part of one of these recipes is actually featured in the video for Alberta. The reduction over the steak is actually from this book. So if you wanted to get a little hint, a little sneak peek at some of the recipes that I have created for this book, just take a look at the video for Alberta, where I make steak and the reduction from this book, as well as the drink, the Caesar. So I will put the link to the Alberta video as well down below in the description box. And next up, we are sticking with the Atlantic provinces and heading to a province that I have visited once in my life so far, and I was very impressed with how beautiful and just absolutely stunning this little tiny province is. See you in PEI!